Joy Breakfast, the nation's favourite rainbow breakfast show.
It is Joy Brekkie with Brett, Tim and Nige. It is 8 minutes past 8 and we are joined by the incredible Greg Gould.
That sounds good on Brekkie Radio, doesn't it? We're having a little boogie here. We were synchronising in our choreography and everything. It was very nice.
Backing dancers extraordinaire.
Oh, you do a good ooh and a good ah, Brett.
Oh,
I must say.
Thank you. Coming from you, it's high praise.
It was even in tune, guys.
Just wait until you see the video, Joysters. Now, congratulations. Number 1 on the independent albums charts and number 4 on the ARIA album charts.
Insane.
In Australia. That is fantastic.
And can I tell you who is number 1 on the singles charts right now? Miss Kylie Minogue.
Wow.
And you know what's crazy to me is I didn't realise she was an independent artist.
I didn't either.
She has been independent since the golden era.
Oh, wow.
Which makes sense because, that was a choice.
Good on
Only an independent artist without a team would make that decision.
Indeed. Now, what is the premise of Strings Attached? Because it almost seems like a bit of a double entendre.
It is, and it's got a few different meanings. Obviously, there's the no strings attached. And that's where it's sort of come about. But the album is a live strings album, so it's 13 original tracks. I started touring with this show, Symphony, which is an amazing show with orchestra, about 3 years ago now, and I loved the element of strings and what it brought to the stage and honestly, all these amazing dance anthems and hearing them in a different light. And I love the energy that the strings created. So I started working with Ryan Newens, the creator of Symphony, on this album, who was the director of the strings of this album. But it really is also about the strings of my life. So it was like reattaching after falling down into the rubble, laying a new foundation for myself and reattaching the strings of my life.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Your album launch was proof that you're working with the most iconic artists. Will you please tell us who they are?
So it was a fabulous night. Thank you, boys, for coming. Yes, I got to sing with some of the greatest. We had Terence Stokes, the wonderful Jackie Joanne. But on the actual album, we've got Queen Kong, we've got the wonderful Kate DeRouge, Adam Noviello, from the Philippines, one of my favourite singers. I've always wanted to sing with her, Morissette.
So good.
Oh, my goodness.
But the one that really was a pinch me moment for me, Shoshana Bean.
Yeah, wow.
For those that don't know her, she took over from Idina Menzel in Wicked. She's currently on Broadway in Alicia Keys' new musical, for which she's Tony nominated.
Great.
And she's just like my favourite singer of all time. So
legend. She's a singer's singer.
She is. Yeah. I love the way. Yes, very that. And she actually did keep me on my toes in the studio.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, right, you're going to sing? Okay, I'm going to sing too.
Yeah.
And I loved, you got Tanya Doko involved too.
Yes.
I love her from Bachelor Girl.
Me too. And she was my little surprise at the launch for those that came along. She did join me on stage.
Oh, we were squealing.
So was I. Yes, look, that song... so special. Actually, you were in the music video for that, Tim.
I was indeed.
Which has such a... Look, the message of this album, really, the deepest message is you are enough.
Yeah.
And that song is about having that friend that tells you know what? Go through the stuff, get to the other side. I'm going to be there. We're going to breathe it all in.
Love it all out.
And love it all out. And that is the message of the album, is that no matter what you go through it, feel it what you have to feel, get to the other side, and you're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Look, you can tell through the music that, you're really dealing with some challenging topics. What were the most, personally challenging topics that you explored throughout the album, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, the ones I didn't expect to go through was the childhood trauma stuff. And the deepest message of that one is chosen family.
Yep.
You know, is no matter what you go through, you will find people that love you. But also probably the sexual abuse, which I did actually talk about on this very show, Joy Breakfast. We're beautiful in telling my story. The song's called Who Gave You Permission? And I certainly didn't set out to write a song about that, but this album's kind of been like that. This whole thing has been things that I wasn't expecting I was going to talk about and sing about, but I'm so proud of it.
Yeah. How has it felt releasing those feelings?
It's surprisingly healing for myself, but it's more the effect that it's had on others. The DMs that I've had of people that have been through similar things or have said to me, thank you for writing this song. I wish I had that song when I went through what I went through, but they've got it now.
Yeah.
So it's been very powerful.
And Bloodlines was one of those two. Tell us a bit more about that.
Ooh, that's a really tough one because as I mentioned before, the deep message of that song is chosen family. It does involve other people in my immediate family, so I probably will never talk about that, what it is publicly.
Yes.
But I also hope that by not doing that, it probably relates to a wider group of people because everyone's story is unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's very much about, your bloodline does not define you. So no matter who you are, what you are, you'll find people that love you, and it doesn't necessarily need to be blood.
Now, Greg, Kate DeRouge sends her love.
Oh, I love Kate.
And last week, Kate said, I've never known anyone to work that hard and commit to that album like Greg has done. So you've chosen to be an independent artist, which in itself is equally as challenging.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to go out on your own?
Firstly, love you, Kate. Kate
love
slays
Kate.
on that song, and I must say, having Kate, Adam, and Queen on that track really just brought the deep message of being together, and I'm so proud of it. I love you, Kate, and I'm going to say this: the best is yet to come from Kate DeRouge. My goodness,
Yes.
Wait, I've heard some of her unreleased originals. They are amazing.
So good.
Wait.
So good.
Can't wait. Independent artists. Look, I have had a lot of false starts as an original artist. I've been writing songs for 20 years. I've had record deals, a few of them, different management deals, being pulled and prodded different ways. And there's actually a few songs on the album about this.
Yes.
Of not really losing myself in all the noise.
Right.
So for me, it was really, really important. And I actually don't even think if I was offered a record deal for this album, I would have taken it.
I
Because
see.
I did not want any of the decisions, any of the songs, any of the sounds, any of the art, right down to the artwork and the videos. And I wanted it to be utterly me.
Yep.
If a record label out there likes this album, likes what I've done, and wants to talk to me now, sure. But this album, absolutely not. It had to be
All you.
all me. And there were decisions on this album that were hard to make, and I had to make them, but they were my decisions to make.
I feel that that's something that, you've come from a, reality television start, let's say.
Yep.
A lot of people kind of who come through those channels do struggle to break through.
Yep.
And I love that you've kind of really taken it and made it your own.
Yeah.
Do you think like now, have you had that I made it moment? Now you've kind of come from there. Are you there?
That's a good question. I would say there's a lot of amazing and beautiful things that have come already. It's only been a week.
Yeah.
And it was my ARIA chart debut.
Yeah.
I've never experienced what it's like to have a full original show with live strings, and that, honestly, at Mimo Music Hall, and shout out to those guys, it was an incredible night. It was probably my favourite night of my entire life.
Yeah.
Was this a dream come true?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'm the kid that, we're all of a certain age.
Yeah.
And we all remember what it's like to buy those albums. We bought albums. We listen. People don't make albums anymore. We're in such a fast food music industry.
Yep.
Everything's quick. For me, it was important to have a full body of work.
Yeah.
To hold, and then Tim's
We have your
Tim's
physical
got the merch.
album here.
To have a physical
I'm
album.
touching it.
All those little things were super important to me.
Yeah.
Remember what a CD is, people?
Do you remember what a cassette is?
Oh, gosh.
If you want to go right back then, and vinyls have become cool again.
Yes. You put it in the player and it goes around and round and round.
It was really important that this was a body of work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
never going to be anything less than an album. Like a lot of people said, oh, maybe EPs. You could probably do a couple of EPs. No, had to be an album. Had to feel like the dream that I've had since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
And how do you break through in terms of streaming services? What's the magic number there?
In terms of?
How many streams you need to get to actually
Spotify
break
have now
even and stuff?
stopped. Oh, to break even, it's a lot, Jal.
A lot.
Right
yeah.
now, I can afford probably an avocado and a coffee. Look, I don't know the answer to that. I would say
Yeah.
Spotify last year brought in a new thing where if you don't get 1,000 streams on a song, you don't get paid.
Right.
So there's all these sort of it's ever changing.
Hard.
It's slowly getting better. People like Taylor Swift have put their foot down, and Spotify is starting to get better.
Yeah.
Look, it's the way that we consume music these days, and you know, got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate all the streaming and stuff, but I'm not. Success for me is not defined by likes and clicks and streams.
Gotcha.
For me, success is like the exchange that we had last Friday night at Me My Music Hall.
Yeah, it was so special.
It was so special. Y'all had me in tears.
I know.
Were you there, Brett?
I wasn't, but I'm really looking forward to coming to the next one.
Well, as we said in the break, I'm working on a deluxe edition, so we might have to bring it back to the Me My Music Hall.
And I saw you going to Margaret Court. Was that a little bit of an FU?
Look, when I saw the name of the you're talking about Symphony, when I saw that pop up, I did vomit in my mouth a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, have they not changed it to Tina Arena yet?" Like,
No.
like I actually almost like just want to say I'm at that arena,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say her name, and I don't want to give
Yeah.
her light because she's vile.
Yeah, exactly.
Greg, we know that you're so busy, and yet you carved out time to volunteer at Joy.
I was just saying, I've come here this morning to see you. Aren't you lucky, child?
We are.
We're
And of
like
course-
reunited on air.
I know.
You were reunited.
Except it was
because you did-
7 a.m. instead of 7 p.m. Tal. What's with that?
What
I
is
know.
with that? So you did In the Green Room, your show
Yes,
with him.
yes.
And I want to know, why is Joy so important to you?
Well, hello. You just played a song of mine that no one else has played. Like that's in a sense, you guys support independent queer music artists, and it's really, really hard to get that kind of support anywhere else.
Absolutely.
You know, I've had. It makes me feel like I have a place as an artist to come, and you guys will support me. So it's like I know you guys have my back, if that makes sense.
We're so proud to have you here, Greg.
I'm proud of you guys. I mean, Hump Day Wednesday's just got a little bit sweeter and a little bit brighter.
I'll stop it, I'll stop.
No,
Make me
come on.
blush.
And leave the money on the dresser, Tal, and I can say whatever you want.
Final question. What is next on your plan for world domination, Greg?
Oh, world domination. Well, funnily enough, as I said, I've got the deluxe edition coming out, and then I've got a little special dance album coming out next year that's probably going to...
cute.
That does mean a bit of international travel. So I'm going to do some shows in Europe.
Fantastic.
And we're looking at Asia, and we're looking at South Africa. So next year is going to be a year of traveling the world.
Wonderful. Now, you're going to stick around for Karaoke Brekkie Battle.
Oh, so excuse me, I better warm up me dulcet tones, Joe.
Check out the hottest breakfast show in town. Joy 94.9 in your car, on the Joy app, or stream us live on iHeartRadio. Joy Breakfast.